Hello everyone, Ksenia is here. Welcome to my channel about making clean and simple cards. How to make a sugar white sparkling cloud with a glimmer paste on a Kraft card base. Today I'm going to give you a great tip for making snow white shiny element with pastes on Kraft cardstock. I am going to use the timber stamps and coordinating dies by Pink and Main. The set was a part of the November release. I'm also using the Cloud Stencil by Pink and Main. I'll link up all the key supplies in the description section. I start off with stamping down the sentiment "I've fallen for you." I'm not a superwoman. I need guidelines to align my stamp perfectly straight. That's why I'm using Simon Says Stamp Transparent Grid. I have die cut an image of a lumberjack on a log. You don't have to see that. I pre-assemble my card and find the best position for a sentiment stamp. Then I close my MISTI tool and pick up the sentiment. I am using Ranger Black Archival ink for crisp impression. Now I am going to work with the Cloud Stencil and the white embossing paste. I am taping the card base down to the working surface with a low-tack purple tape. I add the die cut to find the right position for a cloud and cover the card base with the stencil. To keep the stencil in place during the work, I am taping it down too. I am going to make one cloud on my card behind the focal image. I am a messy crafter and prefer to cover the cloud's openings with sticky notes. I'm applying the white embossing paste with a palette knife and removing the stencil. I'm going to let it dry over a period of 1 hour. The paste will stiffen enough to let me work on it further. The next step is to stamp the lumberjack from the timber stamp set. I'm using MISTI stamping tool and start with stamping the lumberjack down to a scratch paper. Then I'm placing a negative die cut around the image and aligning it perfectly. I'm using Memento Black Tuxedo ink because it's alcohol marker friendly. I'm going to color the image with Copic markers. Look, this is flawlessly stamped die cut. Prior to coloring my image, I sketch shadows on the scratch paper. I want the light source to be on the left and shadows on the right side. I can get carried away while coloring and mix up shadow and sunlit sides easily. This sketch will guide me. I received requests to show my coloring process. I am very slow colorist, but this time I keep the footage and speed it up. I'm coloring the image with Copic Sketch markers and giving all the coats on the screen. I'm using natural earth tones, olive greens, neutral beige and brown in combination with bright red and light cool yellow. This color palette will match the craft base nicely. As always, I am starting with coloring the lightest areas and move to the darker details. Firstly, I am laying the base colors and then adding shades when the whole image is colored. Here is the finished colored image of lumberjack. While I was coloring, the embossing paste has air dried. I'm applying the same cloud stencil to my card base, and now I'm going with the MOONSTONE Glimmer paste over the white embossing paste. The transparent media give a wet look to Kraft cardstock. My cloud would not look so sugar white if I applied only one layer of Glimmer paste. Now it's time to finish off my card. To adhere the lumberjack, I'm using a super thick white foam tape. It is 2 mm thick and pops images up as high as 2 or 3 layers of a regular foam tape. My card is clean and simple with 2 elements, the lumberjack and the cloud. I want to give it an extra dimension and use a double layer of the foam tape. Grab yourself a Kraft card note, 2 pastes, a cute stamp, and make a fancy, clean and simple card. I am giving the links on the screen to another card making episode with the Glimmer paste and to episode 2 about creative use of partial die cutting. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. I thank you so much for watching and wish you a great day.